Endless Dismal Moan, a voice from the abyss. Some artists create music as a form of self-expression. Others use it as a vessel to explore sound, emotion, or narrative. But Endless Dismal Moan was something different. Something darker, something barely human. A solitary voice screaming into the void. This one-man black metal project, helmed by the enigmatic Chaos 9, didn't just sound bleak. It felt like a direct transmission from a place where light no longer exists. Emerging from Japan in the early 2000s, Endless Dismal Moan never sought recognition, nor did it fit neatly into the black metal canon. While influenced by the raw, abrasive fury of early Norwegian acts like Burzum or Zasther, EDM's sound was more suffocating, more abstract, pushing beyond conventional darkness into something deeply personal and harrowing. His albums were not performances, they were exorcisms. At the heart of Endless Dismal Moan was Chaos 9, an elusive figure whose presence was felt more through his music than through any public persona. His compositions were built on crumbling, dissonant guitar lines, relentlessly repetitive drum programming, and vocals that were less like screams and more like transmissions from a dying soul. If traditional black metal conjured images of frostbitten landscapes and decayed ruins, EDM's music felt like the soundtrack to isolation itself, like being trapped in a room where time disintegrates, where each sound reverberates endlessly into the black. Albums such as Lord of Nightmare and Ruin sound like documents of suffering, their lo-fi production making the music feel even more distant, as if it had been rotting away in some forgotten archive. Guitars blend into walls of static, the percussion stumbles with a mechanical coldness, and Chaos 9's vocals pierce through it all, a voice that doesn't just sound tortured, but like it exists outside of conventional reality. This was music that actively rejected accessibility. There were no hooks, no relief, no sense of resolution. Even within the black metal underground, where extremity is often worn as a badge of honor, EDM's output stood apart. It wasn't just raw, it was decayed, degraded, almost falling apart in real time. The recording quality was not merely lo-fi but seemingly designed to deteriorate, as if the music itself were eroding before it could even be heard. And yet, there was something hypnotic about it. Beneath the chaos, there were moments of eerie beauty, subtle melodies buried beneath layers of distortion. The repetition became trance-like, pulling the listener deeper into its world of ruin. Unlike many one-man black metal projects that sought infamy through controversy or grandiose myth-making, Chaos 9 remained largely in the shadows. Endless Dismal Moan never demanded attention. There were no elaborate aesthetics, no theatrical personas, only sound, stripped of any pretense. Even among dedicated underground listeners, his work remained obscure, a name whispered among those who sought black metal's most alienating corners. Then, in 2008, Chaos 9 passed away, leaving behind a body of work that feels even more haunting in retrospect. His music was already shrouded in mystery, and his sudden absence only deepened the enigma. There would be no reinvention, no new phase, no return, only what he had left behind, preserved in the static of his recordings. And so, Endless Dismal Moan exists like a ghost, frozen in time, its voice still echoing from some unreachable place. It never sought a wide audience, and perhaps that's why it remains so affecting. To listen to EDM is not to simply experience an album, but to step into someone else's isolation, to hear a sound that wasn't meant to comfort or entertain, but simply exist. For those who find it, Endless Dismal Moan is more than just another black metal project. It is a glimpse into something raw, unfiltered, and utterly human in its despair. It does not reach out to the listener. It waits, like a voice buried beneath the noise, calling from somewhere just beyond recognition.